Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online and welcome also to Jita, the trade hub for EVE Online, where I'm spending a day or so to try and do a little bit of trading to get my buy and sell orders in order and to see basically what's happening to the market. I do this about once a week. I also come here to then sell some of the loot that I've made exploring, mining, doing some industry, basically all my detail activities. I do try to sell most of that in Jita. It is the fastest market in the game, so if you're impatient like I am, it tends to be where you will try to sell. Now you can sell at a premium outside of Jita for sure, but then the market moves a lot more slowly. So I want to cover my trades a little bit at the moment, what I'm trying to do, what I've been doing, and then I also want to talk a little bit about some faction modules which are going completely crazy at the moment, and that's actually very good news for explorers out there. So let's maybe get started with what I'm trying to do. So we'll take a look at my buy orders, then we'll take a look at some of the trades that I've made, and then finally we'll also take a look at some of the stuff that I'm holding at the moment. So when it comes to the last couple of weeks, I've mostly been looking at some PI and doing those Twitch Tech 2 ammo trades. Let's take a quick look here at my wallet as well. You can see my buy orders. For instance, we've got an attempt to buy some polytextiles. If we take a look at that chart, unfortunately looks like I'm gonna be just too late, but yeah, we were breaking through the 7,500 disc barrier on the 5-day moving average, obviously below the entire chart, so I tried to move in on that a little bit. I think I'll be too late, but with a little bit of patience, who knows, we might get lucky. Then I'm also trying to do some Mjolnir heavy missile assault missiles here, trying to grab them for 83. That's probably not gonna work here because those have also shot up all of a sudden. Next up, we've got the fertilizers. Again, you can clearly tell why I'm trying to buy these. We are well below average, and from time to time we're actually playing with 1-year lows going as low as 9,000 disc on the chart. So that potentially can still trigger, I think. So we're definitely gonna keep this buyer. Some of them, in fact, have already been bought now for less than 9,000 disc. Ought to be a good investment if I manage to buy all of them. And then we also have some Biotech research reports, which you can see are declining at the tail end as well, playing with that 1-year low 75,000 disc. If you can buy around that price, you should be in for a good trade and a little bit of profit. So really my focus now has been on trying to grab some PI. I think for the summer, we're seeing this here on this chart, that there are some nice opportunities to take advantage of, and I definitely want to take some positions there. Next up, we are going to take a look at my trades that I've made. So this is an old one, construction blocks, consumer electronics, but yeah, again, also showing, I think, the potential of PI if you can buy on some of these dips. Bought for less than 10,000 discs, sold for almost 12,000 discs, not bad. And here consumer electronics, even better, bought for 10,700 disc and sold for 14,510. What's actually been happening in the last couple of months is, of course, the deployment of the Imperium in Nosek that has brought some turmoil to the Tech 2 market, and I took advantage of that with a Hound trade, bought for 25.2, I think it was 4 of them. Sold for 37 million. We have the same thing here with the Manticore. Sold a little bit too soon, but bought for 27.9, sold for 33.9. It's a nice bit of profit. Potentially, we could have gone up to 40 million ISK. 12 million on a 27.9 million would have been an amazing profit, of course. And then we also, oh no, that's it for my Tech 2 trades. Oh, it's because I'm trying to sell my 3 wolves as well for 39 million ISK, which, if we're going to take a look at trying to sell, bought for 31, ought to be pretty good. Next to that, I'm also still trying to sell my helium isotopes. I was hoping that this increasing price would sustain a little bit longer. Not working out. Some of them have sold, so I'm not really sure how to exactly cover the ones where I sell like half of everything that I've been trying to do in the trade, but we'll see how all of that works out as we keep going. But next to that, something else that I've been doing is, of course, these small trades. Probably try to usually keep my buy order below 10 million ISK in stuff like Tech 2 missiles, Inferno precision cruise missiles. You can see here, bought for 210, sold for 375. Very nice little margin right there. Inferno Rage missiles, 72 to 104, not so bad. And then I did one as well that was actually pretty good, I think. Mjolnir torpedoes, bought for 910 and sold for 1400 ISK. Now you're also seeing that these do not always work out. These Mjolnir assault Javelin heavy assault missiles that I'm trying to buy, I'm probably not gonna be able to grab them. There's lots of competition in there, but when it does work, 30-40% margin is definitely possible as well. So I feel like I've been doing pretty well, and right now I do think that looking at PI for stocking up for the medium term is what I want to focus on a little bit. You see that from the buy orders that I'm trying to do. As they change in order to actually try to grab something, I'll let you guys know, of course. Next up, we've got some stuff that I'm actually holding. Here are a couple of geckos that I bought for like 80 million ISK, worth 100 million at this point. I'm not selling. I think that these are great stocks of value. I would actually be looking for another dip in the gecko for whatever reason, an event that drops them, CCP giving them out as a gift or something like that, and just buy more. Get that stock of geckos up there. They're a really nice hedge against inflation. Then we've got some, if I'm going to, let's see, in the ticker normally, yeah, if I take a look at the next one here, we've got Crystalline Carbonite. You can see I bought those for 146, and right now they're selling for 143, 132. So you can definitely buy lower than that. Not really willing to get higher. Yeah, I'm basically already invested a little bit in some of these advanced moon materials. Gonna have to wait for the comeback on these. Still have some Fullerites that I actually bought for 876. Could sell them for 1,000 ISK now. I'm actually gonna wait out for another breakout here as well. But what I really wanted to show you guys is stuff like this. Here are some Nano Factories, which I bought for 920,000 ISK. They're already selling for 1 million ISK, and so 920 on the chart. That's around here. That is super cheap. It's not a lot of them. It's like 50 million worth. But if I could sell these, well, let's say for 1.2 million, we are looking at a very nice profit. Same thing here with fertilizers. You can see that we are going down. I'm still trying to buy more of these, but you can clearly tell that we are trading well below the averages at the moment. So if you can grab them below 9,000 ISK, for instance, which is what I'm trying to do, you can get a massive margin on these as well. Synthetic oils, same pattern right here. Obviously 1 year low point I bought for 6,850. We went quite a bit lower as well than that, and we're only now starting to peak back to 7,600. So I'm already in slight profit territory, but you can see there is a lack of demand in PI at the moment. Buyers are still well below 6,000 ISK, so you can still try to grab them for a very cheap price right now. Same with the water-cooled CPU. Try to buy these for 6,850. Actually have a few for 6,850. They're still buying for 6,000 ISK. Sellers at 8,400. So already in profit territory, but look at the chart. We are still at a really below average price point, and then we've got some guidance systems here as well. Same pattern again, playing with that 1 year low point. That's when you want to try to actually grab them, and they're not here. They're still in the trying to buy, which again means that I'm still trying to grab more of these guidance systems for like 90,000 ISK below the entire chart. Yeah, that's my focus at the moment when it comes to my trades, and I'm actually planning to hold these a little bit longer as this stock rises, of course. And what I'm keeping an eye out for is actually increases in prices for the advanced moon materials, which I'm holding at the moment. And in between that, we've got some Twitch trades here and there. That means that we can move on to the next part of the video that I want to show you guys is some of those crazy faction modules. So we're talking ship equipment. If you watch Eve Talk, you already know this, so I'm quickly gonna show that right here, but we're not gonna cover it too much. But armor reps, let's say the medium ones, and then go for Dead Space. Look at that price increase. The B type up not that much, but then the C type is currently selling for 181 million ISK, normal price 130. Let's go for this C type. You can see that same increase here as well. And here we get another C type that's doing quite all right. So a lot of these, as you can tell, very close to 1 year highs, clearly rising at the moment. And that is awesome because this type of stuff does drop from exploration. So that's quite nice. And this prompted me to go and take a look at some other stuff as well. And for instance, we can go for some electronic warfare, which doesn't have the blue loot, which doesn't have the Dead Space stuff. But let's take a look at the faction warp scramblers then. For instance, True Sansha. This stuff drops from Sansha Vigils. This stuff even drops from Sansha refuges, the easiest of the easy anomalies. Well, potentially you can get a faction spawn there, which can drop a true Sansha Warp Scrambler that normally you'd say 100 million ISK. It's now selling for 145 to 147 million ISK at a 1 year high point. Go for Shadow Serpentis. It's a 1 year high point at 80 million ISK. We've got even the Republic fleet, to my surprise, went to a 1 year high point as well. Is recovering from that a little bit, but stuff like the Domination Warp Scrambler, same thing, 150 million. Dark Blood up so much. Normally, you know, not that long ago you could buy these for less than 100 million ISK. It's already at 130 million ISK. The Warp Disruptors, of course, are in the exact same situation. So we've got a true Sansha Warp Disruptor. Again, small chance for these to drop in refuges. They do drop from vigils. So there's definitely ways to get them just by exploring. Normally 130 million. We're at a 1 year high point, 166 million for the cheapest seller right now. That's pretty damn crazy. Shadow Serpentis Warp Disruptor here going down a little bit at the tail end, but we still can take a look at the Dark Blood as well. Same thing right here, went to a bottom of 100 million, now worth more than 150 million, and you can see the lack of supply here. It's not that it's in player owned trade hubs, nope, they're just trying to sell them for almost 200 million ISK for a Dark Blood Warp Disruptor. Pretty damn crazy stuff. It's the same thing in the Stasis Webifiers. Let's go take a look at these. True Sansha. Look at that increase in price. Normally 130 million, now 175 million. This is really where a lot of the ISK seems to be flowing. I think it's partly to take gambles on these items to create abyssal variants that are even more powerful, but also I'm guessing with... Am I hearing something in the background? Yeah, okay. Let's keep going. Also with the Triglavians, I think stuff like the Gila and potentially some nice E-War will come in handy, and so people are investing quite heavily in a lot of these. Domination, look at that, 1 year high point yet again. Dark Blood Stasis Webifier, normally 100 million ISK, now selling for 180 million ISK, and I happen to have one, so I'm actually trying to sell these as well. The competition is quite heavy, as you can see. In just a couple of minutes they do try to undercut you, but I think that yeah, there are trades happening every single day, so eventually with a little bit of luck these will get grabbed as well. Was there anything else that I wanted to show? I think there was still some armor stuff as well, like the Energized platings that can be worth quite a lot. And here they do have Dead Space variants, of course. Corpum C-type, for instance, it's the best, I think, in percentages. Let's take a quick look at that. 24.4 across the board. What is the A-type? Oh, that's actually 26.4. Okay. Well, for this C-type, you can clearly see that we are up in price as well, from 130 to 180. What's the B-type doing? Doing all right, and the A-type is actually also pretty costly, and then this C-type is going up in price here as well. Trading above average, and here we've got another Centum C-type, Energized Adaptive Nano, going up in price to 238 million ISK for a single drop that can actually drop from exploration sites. In fact, I've had 4 out of 10 where 3 faction pieces have dropped. So if you're a little bit lucky and you get something like an Energized Adaptive Nano, maybe a not so valuable other membrane, but then something like an armor repair, you could be in for a massive payday from exploration. So there you go, guys. That's what I want to share with you guys. Hopefully this might inspire some people to take a look at exploration, because right now, if these faction pieces do drop, if these Dead Space pieces do drop, you are looking at really high prices and thus a pretty damn awesome return. What's often happening for me, for instance, is a rep comes in, I find it and it's valued at like 50 million. All right, I'm going on my weekly run. Well, I can try to sell it for 70 million ISK. That's such a nice bonus, of course, that yeah, I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully this can help a little bit. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.